Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so excited to have in the studio with me Dorothy Roberts. How are you, Dorothy?
I am doing well, Kim. Thank you for having me on your wonderful show. Good morning.
Good morning. Actually, you know what? You probably could finish it by saying good morning, America, right?
Oh, I could, but I'd be stealing that from my baby sister, Robin.
America,
But
how can you steal America? America is everybody.
well, good morning, America. That's true, that phrase. But I hear good morning, America, and I think ABC, Robin Roberts, Michael Strahan, and all those folks.
That's true. Okay, so good morning, everybody. How about
That's
that?
right. That's right. That's right.
So glad to have you all tuned in today to the Kim Jacobs Show, and excited to have Dorothy Roberts here with us as well. And we'll talk a lot more with her and learn more about her journey. But what I want you to do right now is grab your virtual seats, and I want you to invite your friends, your family, your coworkers to come in and watch this episode. We're going to be talking about Robin's Nest in the past, and you may not know what that means yet, but you will shortly. So go ahead and grab your virtual seats. Let us know where you're visiting in from. And welcome again, Dorothy, and welcome to each and every one of you today to the Kim Jacobs Show. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I have with me today the beautiful Dorothy Roberts, and we're going to be taking a journey with her today through Robin's Nest in the past. And she's going to tell us all about that. Wow. You know what? And I'm Dorothy out in the midst of all of this. Guess what? Come, you have to show your face. I have my son who just made me some breakfast.
Oh, what a good son.
He totally threw me off. I mean, when you're at home and all of a sudden you see some good food coming out of the corner of your eye, I'm like, oh my God.
Get it, girl.
Thank you so much, sweetie.
Oh.
I could play it off, but it's like, that was so nice. When you have 5 children, Dorothy, and they get the opportunity to include you.
Yes.
And whatever they're doing, it's always a blessing to know that they are your blessing,
Yes, very true. Very true. Wonderful.
So, Dorothy, I'm so glad to have you here today. And you are the owner of Robin's Nest in the Past. Mm-hmm. And super excited about that. You sell local art, jewelry, pottery, glassware, gifts for all occasions. And you have a national presence because of your sister, Robin Roberts, who's the anchor on Good Morning America. Your store is named in honor of her, and we're going to talk more about that. And I don't want to go through your whole story because then that's going to take away from you getting the opportunity to take us on that journey. So welcome, Dorothy Roberts.
Thank you so much, Kim. Delighted to be here, and I appreciate so much the invitation to be on your show.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Andrew Roberts, as well, for recommending.
Yes. Andrew is. We are probably related. Andrew Roberts, Dorothy Roberts are somewhere down the line. The Roberts, we connect somewhere in the Virginia area. So I'm sure he's my cousin.
Oh yeah, but great person to connect with. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So Dorothy, you are one of like a superstar family, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that. All of your siblings, your mom, your dad, you all are. I know people have Marvel and you have DC Universe and all of that, but you all are like a superhero family based on my opinion anyway.
Well, that's very kind. I appreciate that. And my mom and dad, the late Lawrence E. Roberts and Lucy Marion Tolliver Roberts, produced 4 children. But along the way, my father was a Tuskegee Airman and had an illustrious career in the United States Air Force. Oh, there's a picture of one of the groups, one of the Tuskegee Airmen squadrons. There's my dad, Lawrence E. Roberts, and my mother, Lucy Marion Tolliver Roberts. Together, they formed the four children. There's Robin with my mother, and that was a time when she was on set with Robin at GMA. And we were just blessed to have these folks as parents. This is a photo right before we moved to Turkey. My father was in the service for 32 years. They traveled all over the world. All of us were born in 4 different parts of the United States.
Wow.
Yes, every 4 years, every 4 years, my mother would say, "Okay, it's time to have another child." So our brother came first. We call him Butch. He is Lawrence E. Roberts II. And then came Sally Ann. She was born in Chandler, Arizona. And then came me. I was born in Sioux City, Iowa. I'm in the purple in that particular shot. And then came baby sister Robin, who is in the blue in that particular picture right there. And she was born in Tuskegee, Alabama, when Dad went back to the Tuskegee Institute and was an ROTC pilot instructor at that time in 1960. And then we went to Turkey, and then we landed in Mississippi. And I was the only kid who never really left Mississippi.
I see that.
I stayed close to home. My parents, my dad retired in 1975 from the United States Air Force as full board colonel and moved the family to Pass Christian, which is where I am right now. We're a quaint coastal town of about 5,000 people in Harrison County, Mississippi, right on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, less than a mile. If I went outside, we could almost see the water, the Mississippi Gulf Coast, from this location where I am right now.
Wow. So a very close-knit community.
Yes.
Everybody knows everybody, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to call Polly. Somebody's coming in. I'm literally in my store.
I know.
And that's the fun part of it. Of course, this person has just left, so I'm not sure if we have the sign turned around. We do have it, but she has to go get a mask. So we are still wearing masks in our store.
How's that working? How's that working for you all? Do people honor it? Clearly, the person turned around and went back.
Well, she went back, I think, to her car to get a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So it's working very well. And we have masks if people need one. We provide them free of charge. My sister, Sally Ann, is a United Healthcare spokesperson, and they have provided masks for any of our customers. Hello, welcome. So I'm going to hover over this way while she is shopping, and so I won't, breathe anything on her since I don't have my mask on. But I have a wonderful worker, Polly, who's here, and she'll be helping her. Oh, I've got one shot, and I'll have my second shot in a few weeks.
That's good. Talking about the vaccination?
Yes, the customer was just telling me she's had both of her shots.
Oh, wow. Tell us, how was that? I mean, even though that's a total sidetrack from the whole interview, but it's important. What's happening right now? How is it getting your vaccine?
For us, all of our staff, I have three of us, including myself, we were all able to get our first shot. And I had a little bit of reaction like everybody else with the primarily with just a little sore arm. My husband gets his second shot today, though. And so I think the second shot is a little harder. But you asked about how has COVID, impacted us here as a store.
Yes, especially with you being in a small, close-knit community.
Right. And it did for about last year, for about 4 weeks, we were closed. Then we also, because we're on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, we had 3 hurricane threats last year.
Yes.
So we were closed probably an additional week when you add all of those days together. But we've been very blessed. We have people who have shopped with us online. We've done curbside delivery. We have a strong social media presence. So people will see our post and say, I like this, and I can send them an invoice, and then we're able to ship it straight to them. And so we really appreciate people picking up that part of where we were closed and we didn't have the foot traffic coming in. We picked up in other areas and learned to be a little bit. You have to be flexible in the retail arena. You had to figure out a new way to get to your customers.
I love that.
We certainly did that. And
I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of that because it seems like everyone rallied together to keep your establishment open. Yeah. So the importance of having the community support is
Right.
is not something that we can take for granted, because without
No.
them, you wouldn't be there right now, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is very, very true. As I said, we are a very small town. We have 3 gift shops in this town, and so we all try to have a little bit of different merchandise to help. So customers don't come in and see the very same thing. And so that has been it's always a challenge to make sure you don't have the same thing that another store has. But it also just reflects that we just have a small little cluster of shops, but we're growing. We're growing, and Robin's Nest in the past is part of that growth in that I have a building right next door to me that I'm converting into a little restaurant, and it will be called Roberts Place Cafe. I'm naming it in honor of my mom and dad, and because of all of their life's journey, we have all these different photographs, and my mother was on several boards. My father, as I mentioned, had this career in the Air Force. So yeah, that was a fun picture. My
Well,
brother
tell us
in
about
that
this
particular
picture.
in that particular picture, that was around Christmas time, and my brother he lives in Houston, Texas, and he was a little late, and he didn't realize that we were going to be taking a family picture, so that's why he's in a jumpsuit, a jogging suit, and the rest of
That
us are all dressed up. And
that is hilarious.
but he's got a great smile and a good presence, and the way we are in that picture, the siblings, that's the way we take our pictures with our brother. We take them in order: brother, Sally Ann, me, then Robin, and then of course that's my mom and dad. And that picture was probably taken maybe in early 2000, I think. My father passed in 2004, and then my mother passed in 2012. So that picture is all of those pictures, any family pictures where we're all together are very
Wow.
special to us.
And I can tell every single picture we researched, you all in the entire family. So that's not something that happens in every family. How did
That's
you
true.
all decide to make a conscious decision to stay connected and stay loving and a presence of togetherness like that?
Well, I think it comes a lot from our mom and dad. They fostered that with us. And I think because we were all 4 years apart, we all had that time with mom and dad as children. But my parents literally would not allow us to bicker with each other. Now, of course, we had moments when we did, but
Behind the scenes.
my father would merely clear his throat and we shut up, because he would let us know that we're brothers and sisters and we need to look after each other and care for each other. So it was fostered through our entire life. Now, since they have passed, especially when my mother passed, I knew, because I was living here and we still have our family home.
Right.
I knew that it would take an effort, like you said, it takes an effort for all adult siblings to continue to be connected.
That's right.
But with technology, Zoom, and all of those things, especially with COVID, we did a lot of FaceTime, that kind of thing. But we try to get together as a family, and we're really pretty successful with this. About 3 or 4 times a year, we're all together.
That's
Robin will have special events that she'll either bring us to them or she'll come home. Our store has an anniversary every September. We celebrated 5 years in September of 2020, and
Congratulations.
she came home for that. And Sally Ann lives in New Orleans, which is only an hour away from us here in Pass Christian. So we see each other more frequently than anybody else.
Good, good. Well, I'm proud that you all have taken the opportunity to keep your family legacy of love together and unity. And I know that your mom and dad are just celebrating from heaven and watching you all and smiling from heaven, because they're with you
Yes,
on this journey.
yes, absolutely. We feel all the time. I hear my father, time, daughter. He'll tell me that occasionally when I'm working and doing various things. I'll hear that little voice, and then mom's voice is a voice of comfort and strength to me, and a source of real compassion and kindness that I hear in her voice when she's talking to me and helping me through moments when I'm like, oh, I don't know, am I doing the right thing? That kind of thing that happens in our lives.
Now, I know you actually were employed. You were not an
Yes.
employer. So take us on the journey from being employed to becoming an owner of a business, because that's a whole transition in itself. You're this, dynamic woman in your own right, had your own career. Now you drop everything to start Robin's Nest in the past. So take
Right,
us on
right.
that journey.
Well, that journey probably began when I was a kid. In our lives, I think there are things that we've always known that we liked to do.
Yeah.
And one of the things I've always liked doing is making things. And even when I was a small child, I would wake up on a Saturday morning and I would get the Childcraft series. I'm dating myself. Anybody who knows about the Childcraft series, that is the modern day back there in the 60s. That was our YouTube. Okay.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I don't know that one, but I was going to say, I
Oh,
was trying
Lord.
to look at my paper to see what.
Oh, you look it up. Look up Childcraft. Childcraft was a way that you could look. It would tell you how to make things. It would tell you how to.
Okay.
So I would get up on Saturday morning and learn how to make a purse, and you would have all the materials just laying around your house, and that's how you did that. So throughout my childhood and my adulthood, I've always enjoyed making things. But of course, you have to make a living. And one of the things that I did, I was called into the profession of social work. My mother was a social worker and an educator, and I kind of followed that career path, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I did that for a number of years, but I started yearning to make and to create, and I started making jewelry. And when you have sisters in the national spotlight and sisters in the regional spotlight, because both my sisters are actually were journalists.
Right. Sally Ann for over 40 years. She's right.
Yes, right, in New Orleans. I would give them pieces and they would wear it. And then before you knew it, I had a little business called Just For You Jewelry, because people were asking me, how can you make something, for me? And I ended up working, selling it in a little gallery for about 10 years. Now, all along the time, I'm working with people with developmental disabilities and going up the ranks from a staff social worker all the way to the administrator of a facility that had, or a program, they like to call them programs, that had like a $28 million budget and had 600 staff and 300 or 400 people who we cared for more than that, actually. So what happened was my mama got sick and my mama died and my sister got sick, and I took stock in my life and I said, if I'm going to have another season in my life, as my mother and my father, we were blessed that they lived through 4 seasons, all the seasons. And I said to God, if you're giving me another season in life, I'm in late fall, what shall I do? Where should you have me work? I loved and what I did with South Mississippi Regional Center, but I felt compelled to do something different in this last season of my life. And I decided and prayed and asked Robin about, I think I'm going to open up a little store. I'm going to sell my jewelry. I'm going to sell other people's work, their creative process, have a place for everyone to be able to showcase their work. And I'm going to call it Robin's Nest in the Past, if you'll let me. And she said, go for it, sister. So that's how it transitioned, if you will, the beginning of it. However, you're an employer, you're an employee, and then you're an employer. So I went to school, if you will, I went to Small Business Administration. They offer classes, and this is nationwide.
This is good.
Anybody who wants to begin a business, you need to really link into them, because they gave me and showed me the types of things you need to do. How do you get your business license? How do you set up your business account? How do you get your tax ID number? All of those things.
And you just went right through the Small Business Administration online and just registered.
Oh, they actually, in our area, they give free classes. Every month they had different classes with different topics. And then I went to an all-day seminar and I met people. I met the person who ended up doing my logo and my website. I met the person who was the director of it, who I sat down and I said, now, how do I get from this point to this point? And he shared with me, this is how you do it. And I just wrote everything down, did everything he said. And saved myself also a lot of money, because you don't have to always have, professionals, attorneys, and all that drawing up some of your paperwork. Some of it is just it's on the site, it's on the website, and you just pull it down, fill it out, turn it in.
Wow.
So
That's good advice. Before you go on, let me stop there for a second.
mhm,
Everybody that's watching, these are some great tips. If you're a new small business owner, Dorothy
mhm,
is sharing some very important information that you can
right,
reach out to your local small business administration office, and they offer classes, whether they're
right,
online or whether they are right locally within your community, and it would save
mhm,
you a significant amount of money. And that's
mhm.
that's the process that she went through with Robin's Nest in the past. Okay, go ahead.
Very good. So from there, I linked up with a person who helped me with marketing. One of the key things when you move from being an employee to an employer, you don't know what you don't know. Okay, you
You
don't
can't.
know. You
You're in
don't
the
know
picture
what you don't
frame,
know.
like Les said.
So one of the things I did, I know our publisher of our Gulf Coast Women's Magazine, Dorothy Patrick Wilson.
Okay.
I called her up and I said, my sisters were in the media and all this stuff, and but I don't know how. I don't know how to connect the dots. When I want to open in September, I brought her into the building. It was not a thing in the building. We had a little card table that we sat at in the store. And I said, I don't know how to get from this point to this point. And she said, connecting the dots is my specialty. And it's so funny. We're both named Dorothy, and Dot is the nickname, but don't ever call me Dot. And I don't think you call her Dot either. But she said, connecting the dots is what she does. And so my point being, you have to surround yourself with people who can help you along the way. And having a marketing plan was very important, especially as you're getting ready to showcase and to open. Having a good CPA. You don't know what you don't know, but they know what you don't know, and they can tell you this is what you have to have in line. So having a team of people who can help you bring your vision to fruition is critically important, um, because you'll have your strengths, but you're going to need the expertise of other people.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
and that's what I've done, and that's what I continue to do, because it's an evolution. Everybody who I've ever hired here, I learned something from them.
That's the
Um,
point.
yeah,
Hiring
and
people you can learn something from, right?
right, exactly, exactly. So to me, that was the whole transition was on a very emotional and on a level of realizing, life is brief, life is very fleeting. When our mother, who was 88 years old, took her last breath, I wanted her here for another 20 years. But God has his time for all of us. And you just have to be willing and ready to be prayerful to figure out where should you go next. In
Yeah.
our family, let me just share with you, my sister Sally Ann came up with these 5 P's. People have asked us, how do you do what you do, and how your family has done all of these things, and she was able to figure out why it is that we do what we do in the Roberts family, and it's based on 5 P's. And the first one we've talked about already, which is prayer. My father, I know he was a prayerful man, as was my mother.
Yes.
Prayer is the very beginning, and it's a prayer of asking for guidance. It's a prayer for saying thank you and gratitude. But you start with a prayer. You start with saying, what would you have me do next, God? And we start with prayer, and once you have that direction, then you go into preparation. And as I spoke about a few minutes ago, SBA for me with this particular
Yeah.
endeavor. And I'm sure with my father, he wanted to be a pilot. And so what did he do? He got to be a part of the Tuskegee Airmen program and learned how to fly. That was his preparation.
That is amazing. And I mean, that's historical. He's on, Robin did a whole thing on
Yes,
History Channel about your dad, and his
right.
legacy lives on.
Exactly, exactly. So you pray, you prepare yourself. The third P is really critical, and that is to proceed. A lot of times we'll pray and we'll go, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. And we get prepared. And then you got to step out. You got to go ahead and say, I'm going to do it. I could have prayed and prepared myself and then said, but I'm not going to open up this store. There's always, there are certain things that have happened along the journey. If I'd known that they were going to happen, I might not have said, I'm going to do this.
But if you knew that season was coming and be like, Lord, can we just skip that one and get to the next phase quickly?
Exactly. But you proceed, you step out, you put that preparation into action. The fourth P, persevere, because those things will happen to you. I could go through a whole litany of a couple of things that have happened with me in the store, but I've learned from them and I persevered, and I didn't say, oh, well, that happened, so I'm just going to shut down. I'm not going to continue on. This is ridiculous.
Right.
But you persevere, and your fifth P is to praise him and to give him all honor and glory, to be able to say, you brought me to this moment.
Yes.
And I thank you for that. So your prayers are, they're always they're about threefold. You pray for guidance, you pray for protection, you pray for you praise and for thanks. You're asking and you are thanking in your prayers. So for me, the 5 P's, and Sally Ann's added a 6 P, but for the life of me, I don't know which that 6 P is right now.
Sally Ann be like, now you don't forget a whole P, Dorothy. Do not be representing me without saying all 6.
Well, and see, because when she taught me the 5 P's, I heard her, and then she, about a year later, she said, there's a 6 P too. And I'm like, what's
the bonus P? Tell us, Sally Ann.
She'll have to tell me because I can't remember what it is. I know praise is what it is, the last one. So it must not, for me, it must not have been, it didn't stick with me.
Well,
but
guess
I know these 5 P's have, and I try to live my life through all of my journey, thinking about that, praying, preparing, proceeding, persevering, and then praising.
That's absolutely incredible. First of all, that a sibling can even tell you something in today's time that even sticks with you, period, to the point where you can recite it back at that level. Because sometimes we don't even listen with an active ear of hearing what's being said, not even to the point where it sticks and you can recite it again.
Absolutely.
This is again a testament to your bond as a sisterhood that you have with your sister. So I'm proud of that. Now, what made you name, what made you name Robin's Past? You said specific.
Robin's Nest in the Past.
Robin's Nest in the Past, but why did you name it that?
I named it that because no one's ever heard of Dorothy's Nest in the Past, but they've heard of a robin. Robin's Nest is what she calls her studio. Right. And not her studio, she calls her dressing room the nest. Right. Robin loves this town, Pasquishan. She is more from here than I am. People come in the store and they go, you remember so and so? And I go, remember, I really wasn't born here and raised here. Robin went through middle school and high school here in Pasquishan. The Pass is a short nickname for Pasquishan. So Robin's Nest in the Pass is really saying it's this little store is in Pasquishan. I also strategically named it Robin's Nest because Robin has a fan base. Robin has people who watch her, who people come in this store all the time and just go like, oh, I'm so glad to be a part of this experience, to be here in this town and to be close to this person who they really enjoy and admire. And you have to have a reason for people to come into a store. That's right. And, so that was the strategic reasoning why it was named Robin's Nest. And in the Pass is the link for Pasquishan. And I've had people from Gulfport, which is a couple of towns away, and they say, well, can you go over there and open up a store too? And I go, no. First off, it takes a lot of effort to do this store. And second off, I love Pasquishan, Mississippi, and that's where I want to be.
Well, I'm sure Pasquishan loves you as well, for sure. And you're representing them very well. And you never know. Everybody has their own purpose and their own calling. And for you to be there representing the store, even though, Robin is the international celebrity, we all love her. We've gone on the journey with her throughout some of the trials and tribulations that she's faced. So she
Right.
literally is someone that we love and adore. For you to be there representing her and representing your town is just admirable. So I'm really grateful
Thank you.
that you're doing that. So what I'm
Thank
going
you.
to do is take a quick commercial break, and then when
Okay.
we come back, I would like to get a tour of your store. Is that possible?
Okay. That's
All right. And then also,
absolutely
let me see, a
possible.
lot of comments come in before I go to the break. They'll be like, I know you saw these comments over here. And Kim, I'll get in trouble, right?
Don't you get in trouble now. Okay.
Well, let me show some of my guests right quick. Pamela Howard from Pamela Plans. Now, you're talking about an event planner. Oh my goodness, Dorothy. She plans amazing events
Wow.
virtually and everywhere. So she's on. So good morning, Pamela.
Good morning. Good
All
morning.
right, let's see who else is on here. Oh, hey, my sister Ruth is on. Hey, Shamira, I know your mom. You talk about technology, Dorothy. Guess what? Her daughter lets her use her Facebook page, but I really know it's her mom.
That's funny. That's funny. Hi.
And let's see, Andy Roberts
Aw.
said best gift shop in Mississippi Coast.
There we go. And he's been in the store, so he knows.
Well, when
Thanks,
I come
Andy.
to your location, I would like to come and visit.
There
the store.
you go.
Well,
Absolutely.
I know I can visit virtually now.
Yes.
He said he loves you, Dorothy.
Oh, and I love him too.
I know that's you, Ruth, watching. And my sister rang the bell. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer and she's been in remission.
Oh, good, good.
And I know you, obviously, your sister
Yes.
is in remission, and
Yes.
to God be the glory.
Absolutely.
It gives us a chance to get to new phases of our lives. And let's see. Okay. Good morning. This is my mommy, Dorothy. Good morning, Mom.
You're so blessed to have your mom.
I am so honored to have my mom here on this
Yes.
earth. And I know you're still blessed to have your mom being in your cloud of witnesses and just celebrating you from heaven for sure. And she celebrated y'all so much when you were right here, when she was here on this earth anyway. So
Yes.
she's the biggest cheerleader there.
Yes, she is. Watching over us.
Yes. Let's see who else is on. Robin's Nest in the past is the reason I drive 3 hours.
That is Kimberly Cooley. Hey, Kimberly. She's a beautiful, beautiful person. It has a wonderful story and a wonderful message of sharing ourselves in terms of being donors for kidneys and donors for just be a donor. Make sure you've got that card filled out because she's a recipient and is the walking testament of someone who was a donor for her. And that's her life passion. She's the most beautiful person. She's a wonderful person. Hey, Kimberly, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you for being on and listening. Dorothy, make sure you give her the link to be a guest on the show.
I will. Okay, I will do that.
Please do,
She has a wonderful message. I think she would be a wonderful guest.
Oh my
Wonderful.
goodness. And the whole point of this show is to be able to help people to be able to put that missing piece of the puzzle in somebody else's life, to help people get through balancing and managing and juggling life. And now she's been able to balance her life better because of somebody donating an organ to her.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, please come on the show, Kimberly. I hope you'll be a guest one day. And speaking of donors, before I put the next person up, one of the people that watch as well, she's 83 years old. She doesn't type any of the comments, but she watches every day. Her name is Mother Julia Harper, and she is a heart recipient. She received a heart from a 16-year-old boy that passed away, and their family donated the heart.
Oh, wow.
And his heart beats in her for over 20-something years. When they told her, anyway, her story is phenomenal too. And her heart still beats today because someone donated their heart at the age of 16. And every year, her and the mother of the son, I'll start crying. I don't want to get too emotional. They get together just for her to be able to hear her son's heartbeat. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So welcome, Mother Julia Harper. I know you're on. Okay, let's see. Because here I go, Dorothy. I'm gonna have to put my reading glasses on.
I see it.
My vision will get blurred when I start crying.
Oh.
Good morning. Good morning, Allison.
Yes.
She's from Guyana,
Allison.
but she lives in New York.
Oh, okay.
She has a whole community of sisters that moved, and it's amazing.
Well, Robin's, her hair stylist is Petula Skeet. I'm wondering if there's some kind of relationship there.
Okay.
Skeet is a very unusual name. So
Yes, it is. So
Yeah.
maybe your family member does Robin her sister's hair. Tell
yeah,
us.
maybe so.
That may be the case. Let's see. You can visit the store online as
Yes.
well.
Yes. www.robinsnestinthepast.com.
And I'll put that back up again. Robin's Nest in the Past.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll
Thank
put
you,
that
Andy.
back up. Let's see. Great job, Dorothy. You are natural.
Oh,
You are
Calvin.
natural on camera.
Oh my gosh, this is someone local to us. He lives right around the corner. Hey, Calvin, thank you for watching. And he and his wife, Elizabeth, they have been on a challenge, and they are just wonderful people and come into the store, and I just am blessed to have them as friends.
Y'all are really close. Calvin, thank you. Listen, since y'all are so close over there in the Mississippi area, coast over there, can y'all tell everybody to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show too?
Yes, we will do that.
Subscribe.
We're going to put the word out, Kim. We're going to put the word out and do it ourselves too.
If your own community just subscribe, we'll be good to go, right?
There you go. There you go.
Little known fact about past Christian. One of the best jazz festivals has you all have an annual jazz festival in the past.
Jazz in the Past. That's right. It's at our local park, and of course last year everything was canceled, and I don't know what's happening this year, but Jazz in the Past, it's a wonderful opportunity for people to come out and hear some wonderful jazz music, and it just a nice fellowship.
And then he also is referencing Sally Ann Roberts as a long-term news anchor that retired after 40-something years in the New Orleans area, and everyone knows and loved her as well in that community.
Yes, everybody. People come in to the store from New Orleans and they'll say, "Oh, I just love your sister." And then when they're from New Orleans, I go, "You're talking about Sally Ann?" They go, "Yep, Sally Ann." And then they say, "Well, we love Robin too."
Yeah, we love them all, but we love Sally Ann.
She had a following in New Orleans. It was not the easiest decision for her to retire. I think she retired now. It's either been 2 years or it might be 3 years at this point. And then Lauren McEwen Hinton for being a frontliner too. That is my daughter, Lauren McEwen Hinton. She is a registered nurse. A little known.
A picture. Wait.
I don't know if there's a picture of her.
Oh, don't worry. You know what? Believe it or not, I may not be at the Robin or the Sally Ann level, but I do my research.
You are good. I mean, all those pictures you were showing, I was like, she did all those things.
So you never know what I can come up with.
There she is. She's the one who is in to the left of me in this picture, if you're looking at it. That's my daughter, Lauren. And then the young lady behind her is my oldest daughter, Jessica. Lauren's son is right above me, Ryan. And then I'm holding my youngest grandson, which is Lawrence Hinton. And then my little granddaughter, Dovey Lee Strickland, who is
you have a beautiful family. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And yes, I have a great team too. Like you said, you have great employees over there. I have a great team. And so Andy and different ones rally together and help me make sure we have what we need.
Wonderful.
All right. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back. We'll get some more of your studio audience comments and questions. And I thank you all for being a part of today's broadcast.
Get me some water.
Yeah, get some water. Get some water back there. Holly, come on. You can
She's
drink
doing
on the show.
You're so funny.
Okay, y'all, listen. Snowlegal.com is our episode sponsor today. So if you haven't learned about them, take a moment to learn more, and also let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you their way.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
And also make sure you all stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. Here are some ways to do that. All right, everyone. We are back in the studio with Dorothy Roberts here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And Dorothy, will you just take us through Robin's Nest in the past and show us all of the
Sure.
niceties?
Okay.
And I
Now,
will
if I
also
push the
put your
camera,
website up too, because
will it turn it around?
Huh?
Well, if I push the camera thing, will it make it turn around?
You know what? It will turn it
I
around.
don't
Yeah.
know.
But even if you don't turn it, okay. Uh-oh.
What did I do? No,
You know
I
what?
did
You
that
can
wrong.
turn it back to you
Okay.
and just walk around and like let
Okay.
it.
I'm just, all right, there we go. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. All right. So
I know if you're
I'm gonna
anything like
get
my mom over there, you're like, uh-oh, this whole show will get turned upside down if I start pushing.
all right. What I'll do is I'll turn it. And when you
Perfect.
come in, you can see when you come in the door, one of the first things that people look to is our Power Collection, which is merchandise that is designed to uplift, motivate, and to inspire you. Angels are real big in our store, and this is just a smattering of what we sell with the Power Collection, which is also a collection that Sally Ann and I curate together. So together we go out and we find little journals.
That's beautiful.
These are little thoughtfuls where these little messages, people will purchase this, and the little message, well, I can't get this. Here's a pop-up one. You just pop it up, and this one says, gratitude is happiness doubled by wonder. So there's a whole box of just thoughtful thoughts. And then we have a variety of journals.
I love that.
When the praises go up, the blessings, I hope this you can see,
Yes,
the blessings
I
way
can see it
down.
perfectly.
So then we have a feature of Sally Ann's book.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to put you over in the big bubble so people can see it even better. Wait 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, that's even better.
It's good?
So
Okay.
robinsnestinthepast.com is where you can get everything that she's showing right online. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And then we have a variety of family books. Your Power is On, which is written by Sally Ann when she was on air. Her very first book was called Going Live, an anchor woman reports the good news. This particular book, every time we sell it, she gives a large portion to her mentor group called Each One Save One. Then, of course, we have Robin's book. And then I even have a little chapter in this book called Unboxed. Women share how to break free and soar. And it was presented by the publisher of the Gulf Coast Women's Magazine, Dorothy Patrick Wilson.
I am so excited about these items. I'm going to purchase. I'm going to go on to the website and purchase some items today.
Thank you so much. And so these are this table represents just a lot of the different Power Collection.
Oh, my mom loves angels.
Yes. An angel is watching over you. Because of you, I believe in angels. This is always turning over also the merchandise level. We talked about why I got into all of this, and I'm not always the best promoter of my own work, but this is some of the jewelry that I make in the D. Roberts collection. And some of this is available online. Some of it's not, just because of the nature of the way we have it packaged and inventoried.
Beautiful.
But this particular
That's D. Roberts collection?
Yes, this is the D. Roberts collection. That's one of my pearl necklace sets.
That is beautiful. Kamala Harris, Vice President.
Yes.
Vice President Kamala Harris would enjoy wearing that.
And then that's a picture of my very first day when we were all together, my brother and my sister, when we first opened. Robin and Sally Ann did stories about the store, which was great promotion. And then these are just some of the items that I have made and that I support. But like I said, I got started with all of this because I wanted to support other people who make jewelry. So here are other designs. So when people come in, that's one of the first things that they see. This is Henrietta Glass. Henrietta Glass is hand blown. These are itsy bitsy little vases, beautiful little cats. Henrietta was the name of our mother's last caregiver. So
Oh,
Henrietta Glass will always be in Robin's Nest in the Past. And this is all made in Rhode Island, I think. It's all hand
oh,
blown. It's all, um, and then we just have a variety of other jewelry as well. This is some beautiful jewelry that's made over in Brazil. It's Brazilian golden grass. I only
that
have a
is some
small
beautiful
selection.
stuff.
Yeah. And then some other little artisan made jewelry. And then we're also known for art. And this piece right here is a commercial piece. It is not by a local artist, but I love the theme of it and the with the sailboats and the water. Um, and so it's a nice little piece. And
You
it's
can get everything there. It's like a one-stop shop.
absolutely, we have gifts for all occasions. We even have children's gifts, children's jewelry, all artisan made. And we're actually, it may look like we have a lot, but we're really down on our inventory. I've just placed a nice order. Little silver bangles. These are little birthstone bracelets, that kind of thing.
That
And then
is,
we have fun stuff too for kids. Look at these little sunglasses. They pop open like that. And
oh my goodness.
some woman came in last Saturday and bought like 10 of them because she had 10 grandchildren. She's going to put them all in their Easter basket.
Oh, that is so cute. And what's the
Other,
average price range of things in the store, Dorothy?
the average price range for our sales are about the average. Well, it all varies. We have things here from $3 all the way up to a couple $100. Yeah,
Here.
one of the things that I wanted to make sure we would do is that I want this store to be affordable for people. I don't want people to feel like, oh, it's Robin Roberts' sister's store, so Robin Roberts is a celebrity, so everything's going to be outrageously priced. So we don't do that. We made a conscious effort to make sure that you can find a gift in Robin's Nest in the Past with some meaning to it, and you can spend as little or as much as you want to spend. I love how the ceiling fan is making me look like I'm taking flight in that picture.
You know what? You know what? It's pretty interesting that you come up with an analogy for everything, and that's all. That's an additional gift. You look at things very differently than how most people look at things. Like not everybody, but other people, the same exact situation would be like, oh, I'm sorry that the fan is happening over me and it's making me, messing your show up or whatever. You're looking at it like, it looks like I'm about to take flight.
Well, I do a lot of live Facebook Live, and I'm always around some fan, like I'm right now, and it can buy a fan again, and so I always make a comment about it. But
that's a good thing, though. So how interesting is it to be able to have a certain perspective on and a certain outlook?
That's true.
On life?
That's true.
So say something about that.
I find that humor and just being real is so much better than trying to be something that you're not. So and I get distracted very easily. Somebody walks by and I go, oh, so the fan going around my head just makes me feel like, okay. But
so it was
I hear what
okay
you're
for
saying.
me to say my son gave me a plate, right?
Yes, you did that. But I'll also show you some other things right here really quickly. We lived in Turkey before we moved here and to Mississippi, and I love Turkish designs. So you can find.
Show us that again.
These are mugs, coffee cups.
Beautiful.
And these items are online now because they're so distinctive and different. You may not get this bowl when I send it to you. You may get this one instead. That's one of the reasons it's kind of difficult to put some of this online. But we do tell people that the designs vary. We have these wonderful.
And you said that you have a nice, a wonderful assortment of unique gifts for the whole family and for friends.
Right.
And he also said that he loves the ambiance and the fragrances that are in your store.
Oh yes, we have a private label candle. We have a private label candle company that their fragrances are just wonderful, and we do have that online. And I'll go to the back part or to our houseware section of our store.
Awesome. Well, while you're walking back there, let me also share with you, Tanya Anderson is on, and she is the author
Oh,
of 21 Days Prayer, Meditation, and Application. And
wow.
I'm telling you, Dorothy, I know you can put
21
all
days.
kinds of things in your store. I'm an
Yes.
author too. I have 3
Mhm,
books, right? And I
mhm.
didn't even tell you about my own books, but I'm telling you
Wow.
about somebody else's books on purpose. My daughter just went through it.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Hmm.
So they can't hear me. I'm in your ear.
No, that's right. Welcome to Robin's Nest. That's what we generally say to people when they come in, and when they leave. And so,
That's
yes,
good
but
thing.
we have, this is the candle line that is our candles that are made. There's different fragrances. Like the Nest is, oh, it's a wonderful fragrance of
What is that one?
this one right here is called the Nest,
Okay.
and it has tea olive fragrance to it.
Okay.
It's delightful. Red currant and rose, clover and aloe. Now these are online, and you just have you, if you know what you like, then you could order. Sometimes people know what things smell like, if they've already been here before.
Smells
Water
like
lily,
which one smells like a gardenia type of thing?
gardenia blossom right
Oh,
here.
that's what I want. I'm getting
Yeah.
okay. Gardenia
Yep.
blossom. Okay.
Gardenia blossom. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't show you my line that is for my mother. It's called the Lucy Marion.
Ah,
And we have a mother-daughter team out of North Carolina that bottles all this for us. This is tea olive fragrance as well. And this is either the hand wash, body wash, and lotion.
nice.
Yes. And mom always told people, everyone has a gift. Discover yours and share it with the world.
Oh
And
my God.
so we have that on all the labels, and that's a picture of mom when that we put in that little flyer. We put in every purchase,
And
and
I'm
then
going
we
to show you all another picture of their mom. Let me pull that up too, because this is the
see.
entire corner there is dedicated to
Oh,
their.
there's mom. Yeah,
Oh
yep,
my
that's mom,
gosh.
Lucy Marion Tolliver Roberts from East Akron, Ohio. She came from meager beginnings. Her mother was my grandmother was a domestic and worked several jobs because our grandfather was an alcoholic.
Mm.
And when my mother was living, it was very, very difficult for them. They had furniture repossessed and things of that nature. But by the time we were of age and knew our grandfather, he was sober. And he actually helped found the AA organization or chapter in East Akron, Ohio.
Oh my.
So yeah, my mom says there are no social drinkers in our family. And every time we would actually even look like we were going to drink a glass of wine, she would fret a little bit with us
Oh,
because she knew of those things that what it could do to us. And alcoholism is something that is hereditary, so we all try to be very mindful of that aspect. So
wow.
our restaurant, Robert's Place Cafe, which is next door, will not have a bar in it. You can understand that.
Of course.
We will probably offer some specialty drinks, but I will not have a bar in that restaurant with my mother's name on it. She would be not a happy camper with
She will
me.
be pinching you from afar, like, girl, I know you know better than this.
Yes. She said, "Didn't I teach you anything?"
Did you not learn anything that I shared
There
with you?
you go. Did you not learn anything? Um, and then additionally, we have glassware. See, I have
You
only
have a
shown you.
lot in there. A
Yes. Oh,
plethora of
look
things.
at this little bird. See this little bird here. This little bird is a whopping $9.99. So somebody who loves little ceramic birds like this, or knows that their mother or someone is collecting those, they'll take that home. We have wonderful packaging, makes everything look like it's $1 million.
That is
The,
amazing. You have totally won me over. If I need to get some gifts for
Mhm,
people, I can actually, let me ask this. I can actually reach out to you and
mhm.
have it shipped directly to that customer.
Yep, you can do that. What you would want to do is you could call the store 228
Oh,
222 four eight six
228, what
three.
is it?
228 222 4863. You could go online and you can see what you want. Call us, and then we'll take your order over the phone, take your mailing address, and ship it out for you.
Oh my
My
gosh.
older sister is our number one customer, and she loves that designation. And part of it's because she buys all, our power collection. But almost 2 or 3 times a month, she will call me and say, "Okay, I need this sent." And we take care of everything for her. And we do that for many, many other customers as well. And almost every week, someone is calling us and having us to ship things.
You're going to be doing it for Kim Jacobs too, for
There
sure.
we go. Thank you,
228
Kim.
222-4863, and you can call them over the phone and then they'll ship it to your customers for you.
Yeah,
So
right.
make sure that you all take advantage of that. And you can also order online at Robin's Nest in the Pass, PASS. For those that are listening on iHeartRadio or iTunes, is spelled Robins, ROBINS, Nest, NINVPASS.com. Okay.
Yep. And I'm just showing you now a whole counter of what we call raku pottery. That's all.
Jeez, that's
It's
beautiful.
made in Mexico. Every one of these pieces is unique, just like we are, and that the firing of it will end up with different glazes. So you can see this butterfly here, even though they're a different size, you can see the glaze work. It's going to be different than the glaze work on that. Each one of these crosses as well.
That is
And
so beautiful, Dorothy.
these are all $10, these little crosses right here. Now, I do not have those online because there's so many different styles. Excuse me. Just like our little angels here.
Oh my gosh, how much are those?
These are $10 also.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
Yeah. And they all holding a little bit of a heart. The good thing about them is that they can stand also, or they have a super magnet on the back and you can put them on a refrigerator.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
And then
goodness.
these are the ornaments that are larger. And
My mom has angels on her fireplace. One of my
oh, yeah.
children passed away, and we started Gabe's Heart Foundation in honor of him.
Yes.
That those angels with the heart are critically important to us. That's beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful. Okay, show
Thank
us
you.
more. Good.
Show us what?
Show us what else did you want to show us over there?
This is some of our, this is some local work right here. This is a beautiful handmade cutting board by an African-American gentleman in Bay St. Louis.
That is amazing.
Yes, it's a walnut and maple. It's all by Tailor Made Creations. I have it nestled here with another one of our consigned artists who does woodwork. So we have this supersized rough edge bowl, along with these really cool little orbs made of just pecan wood. And then this is some, they call this African, Purple Heart in the middle of it. Then we also have some more raku. And then this is a beautiful bowl, also by a consigned artist, one of our potters. So this little display back here is kind of the manly spot for people who might want to look at woodworking. This is one of our beautiful It Is Well pillows from our power collection. And then we have all kinds of original art on the walls. The art I showed you up in the front, that was some of our commercial art, but this here is all local art by Linda Fayard. Just beautiful. And then these are some, Andy would love this, some photography by one of our local photographers. And again, this is a little difficult for us to put online. This is by Joe Swakos. And then this one is by Tammy Murowski. She's a new consigned artist with us. Just beautiful pieces. Some of hers we were able to put online. You still there? Maybe not.
That I am back.
Okay, I was wondering. I thought, okay, did I touch a button?
No, it was something happened on my end. The whole thing shut down. But guess what? That's as virtual television works. You kept right on going, and it's
Yeah, I knew. I said you're in the show, and everyone can see and hear you. So I just kept talking, and then I thought, well, maybe something else has happened.
no,
But
maybe that means that, let me put this comment down. Maybe that means that you could have a show yourself. And let me
oh,
pull myself back over here in the
there
interviewer
you go.
seat and put us back together. That
There
means
we
that you
go.
know how to take flight.
Oh, that's right. Take flight. Take flight. I so enjoyed having you in the store today. I
I
just
have
so appreciate you, Kim, very
I have
much.
enjoyed it as well.
And we will be sharing your link and watching your show. It's every
Yeah, I'll
Tuesday.
share this every Monday through
Uh-huh.
Friday, and
Oh,
put the subscribe thing up too, right quick, Shannon.
okay.
But it's every Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
till 12. And sometimes we go a little longer when we have obviously magnificent guests that are
Oh,
on like you all.
oh,
And
you're very kind.
typically I'll put the subscribe button right here so everyone can know exactly
How to
where
do
to
that.
go. And
Good.
we do have merchandise as well for
Oh,
people to be able to purchase. Is I watch the Kim Jacobs show, so I'll show you. This
oh,
is my mug.
good.
I
Good.
watch
Oh,
the
look,
Kim
I
Jacobs.
love it. I loved your I also loved your your music. And your, what do they call that? Your music when I'm losing my
Oh, the
thoughts.
theme music.
Yeah, there we go. The theme song. I love that. That was really cool.
One of our church members created that for me, and she sings. She knows how to sing opera and all kinds of things, so she's just jamming on that.
She did a wonderful job. It caught my ear for sure.
Oh my gosh, she would love to sing anything for you. Trust me. So she'll be happy. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. And all you have to do is go right here to the link. I'll put the link in the comment section, and then turn on your notifications. And when we go live, you're right here in the studio.
Oh wow. Good, good, good. I'll be subscribing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dorothy. All right. Do you have one more common question I did want to get
Okay.
answered is how is it balancing life and your business? That's the last question I really wanted to make sure people walked away with, because it's a lot when you're balancing your personal life and you're
Mhm.
balancing a business.
Well, if you just saw what I just did, I take a deep breath. I breathe. I do a little bit of meditating. I surround myself with friends and family who can help support me through this mission through this thing called life. And I try to eat well and exercise, although I'm not the greatest sometimes with exercising. But those are the kinds of things that I do to try to balance. And just it's more in my mind a little bit. Oh, that was a fun day. Um, it's it's just a mindset that I have. I just try my best to do one thing at a time throughout the day, and and surround myself with people who can help keep me centered and help keep me focused and help keep me working towards those goals that I have set. So living a life of balance, and I didn't bring this up, but it's most appropriate, is that I'm a member of Old Town Presbyterian Church, and we've been closed now. Well, I have not been able to attend church physically for the last 2 months, and I can feel the need to be back with my congregation.
Yes.
And those things in my life are what keep me in balance. Having a wonderful, supportive husband. He would be very remiss. He'd probably say, "Why didn't you bring my name up
You didn't even
first?"
say me. What in the world?
But his name is Hallie Ricketts, and we've been married. We'll be married 5 years in July of this year, and so those are the kinds of things that I do to try to keep balance in my life. And it's an everyday challenge, when you have a full array of different things happening in your life. But prayerfulness, being connected with God, being connected with my friends and family are what keep me balanced.
Wow. Well, you have a beautiful story, Robin's Nest in the Past. Make sure
Yes.
you check it out, and even if you don't want to shop online, you can call them at 228
Mhm.
222 4863, and I'm sure one of her lovely team members will be happy to do something like this, a video walkthrough, so that
Yes.
you can have your own shopping. Now I'm working as your representative over here, Dorothy.
You're doing it. You're hired. We do it all. We send pictures to people. We'll say we'll snapshot something, send it to them, and then they'll call us back and go, "That's what we want," or "Can I see something else?" And we do exactly what you said. You have to do that, and that's what you get in small towns, and that's what you get with small businesses. You don't necessarily get that with the other online shopping,
Right.
with the big A, as we call it, but Amazon. But I'll just say, but and they have a purpose too. I'm
Of
not
course,
gonna,
of course.
but this is what happens when you shop locally. You support a small business. We're here to help get our customers, link our customers with that perfect gift that they're looking for. That's our goal.
That's really good. And I thank all of you that have shared comments and just encouraging words. Calvin, you said, great job, Dorothy. Okay, you're a natural on camera. I'm trying to make sure. And then someone said, isn't she? Oh my goodness. Isn't she? So Kimberly was like agreeing. My studio audience members are sitting by each other, I guess, virtually. And they're
I
like,
guess so.
girl,
And they're in 3 hours away from each other. Calvin's right around the corner from my store, and Kimberly is up there near Grenada, Mississippi, and Duck Hill, Mississippi. She's a long ways up there.
wow. Well, make sure you all know that today our Black History fact, and I'll put this in the comments section. I'm gonna share a Black History fact about Lawrence Edward Roberts Sr., born December 9th, 1922, and passed away October 12th, 2004. He was a pilot with the Tuskegee Airmen and a colonel in the United States Air Force with 32 years of total military experience. He is the father of newscaster Robin Renee Roberts and Sally Ann Roberts. And obviously, we know Dorothy Roberts and her brother as well. And just overall wonderful grandfather as well, and a husband. And he was born in Vauxhall section of Union Township in Union County, New Jersey. He was married to Lucy Marie Ann Tolliver for 57 years. Roberts attended Howard University. So that's our Black History fact for today. And you can find his story along with the original Tuskegee Airmen story right on the History Channel. I did get the opportunity to watch that very enlightening episode and informative episode that Robin Roberts put together. And I'm honored to be able to celebrate Mr. Roberts today as our Black History fact.
Yes, thank you. While you were saying that, I was showing you the kernel display that we have here in the store also.
Show us.
Yeah, we have a whole line called the Kernel, which is goat milk products that are made right here on the Mississippi coast. This is a candle, and then this is the goat milk soap. We're out of the goat milk lotion right now, but this is a part of our support of our dad. This was his helmet when he was a pilot. This is one of his accomplishments. He exceeded the speed of sound in a Sabre jet. And then these are some of the pictures of him.
Wow.
And then anytime somebody purchases something of his collection, we give them the information about his life. We do this to support, and we do this to inspire and uplift other people. Let them know that even though he came from meager beginnings in Vauxhall, New Jersey, he set his mind to decide to be a pilot, and he set his goals. He was a determined man. He was a man of integrity, strength, a patriot, and a trailblazer. Those are the four attributes that each one of us contributed to that label. And so we're so proud of his efforts, and we share his legacy so to inspire others along their life's journey.
Wow. So all of the points that you've made are right here in the comment section. So make sure you guys go back and check them out. But most importantly, go and visit Robin's Nest in the Past and shop online. I think that you'll find something that's going to be there for any part of your family. And you'll be pleasantly pleased with everything that you experience and even the pricing, according to what Dorothy has shared with us. And the main takeaways that Dorothy shared with us today is prayer is so important. Preparation is important. Proceeding is important, and persevering is important, and making sure that we give praise and honor is important. So you've shared such a wealth of knowledge with us today, Dorothy. Is there any closing comment that you say, Doc, I should have said this and I didn't say it on that show?
No, I say God bless to everyone. I say thank you very much, Kim, for showcasing us. My closing remarks will be, let's continue to celebrate the creative spirit.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. And everybody, make sure you stay connected with the Kim Jacobs Show. Go subscribe, turn on your notifications. Thank you so much, Dorothy, for sharing your Robin's Nest in the Past with us. Thank you for sharing your journey, your family, your husband.
Yes,
Make sure
husband. That's right.
Her husband. Thank you for sharing your lovely family and your life with us on today. If you all are ever interested in actually starting your own show, like I'm doing here, or learning how to do course creations and being able to pull those points in and different things like that, I teach an online class that you have access to, and you can work at your own pace. And so I'll be able to share this information with you. And I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Let me let people know, tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m., Les Brown, international motivational speaker, his daughter, which is one of the first family of motivation. Her name is Serena Brown Travis, will be right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. She has a beautiful program, Positive Words Only. She's an author, a mother, a wife. Oh my goodness, her story is going to be tremendous tomorrow here at 11 o'clock a.m. And on Thursday, we have the reporter will be reporting. So I guess this is a whole week of reporting and camera action and lights. Showtime is showtime. We're on the Kim Jacobs Show. Kara Dixon, who is out of the Portsmouth, Virginia area with Wavy TV 10. She's going to be right here in the Charlotte, North Carolina studio. Well, she's actually going to be where she is, but she's going to be on the Kim Jacobs Show on Thursday. So make sure you tune in, and she's going to be reporting on quite a few interesting things on this Thursday. And then we know Friday is Freestyle Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. We'll have our experts ranging from celebrity expert to our political experts to fashion to wealth and health and wealth management and credit repair. All kinds of experts will be popping in on Friday. So tune in Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Thank you so much, Dorothy.
Thank you, Kim. Blessings.
All right, everybody. God bless you and have a great day. See you on tomorrow at 11. Hey, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk